What goes on, everyone? Today we're going to be taking a look at the new Sh Monsterarts King Kong from Godzilla vs. Kong. So this is my first MonsterVerse, like our verse Sh Monsterarts figure. I think it's my first Sh Figuarts from anything, to be completely, from any of their lines. I don't think I've ever bought one from these lines. They always look great. The articulation seems pretty awesome, but I've never handled one. I gotta admit, though, straight out of the packaging, or straight out of the box, I guess, I didn't open him yet, but he looks tiny. And it's a little disappointing because I like Kong to be kind of bigger, but I open the box and he's like this big, and I'm like, what the hell? Like, it's okay. It's cool. I'm not gonna judge it before I take it out. I didn't even take it out yet, but we're gonna go ahead, take it out, take a look at this. I'm not getting the Godzilla vs. Kong Sh Monsterarts Godzilla. I don't really have a use for that figure. I'm just, the Neca one's fine for me. I'm a character collector. I like version. I don't need different figures of the same version of the same character. I don't really need that. I like my mind's eye image of a character, and that's what this Kong is from Godzilla vs. Kong. So I have a bunch of comparisons that I plan on doing, but without further ado, let's take a look at the packaging here. I love the art or the colors of the box. I think that's pretty awesome. I like that they use like promo images, like of actual like action figure of the actual figure itself. I think that's pretty awesome. That pose looks great. On the side, it just says Kong from Godzilla vs. Kong 2021. I love that. That looks awesome. Definitely gonna try to get him in that pose. I love the colors, and I love this movie. I would like to. Oh, that's a cool picture right there. I don't know how y'all feel about the movie, but I'm a big fan of this movie. I love it. Like, it's probably my top 5 favorite movies of all time. Is it dumb? Yes. Does it make any sense? No. Does it have big plot holes? Yeah. But was it fun? And that answer is yeah. It was so much fun, and it was a movie that I've been waiting to see ever since I was like a little kid. So I'm so happy to have that movie, and I'm so happy to have this figure. Despite the fact that I think he looks small, I'm going to stop crying about it, and we're going to take him out. After all this time, I've been waiting months for this thing to come in the mail. So let's go ahead and take this guy out. So taking Kong out of the package and playing with him for a little bit, I have very mixed emotions about this figure, to say the least. There's things that I really like about it, like really, really like, but then there's things that I really don't like really, really don't like. But I think we should go ahead and take a look at accessories. He comes with a bunch of sets of hands. You have the fist hands that come on him in the package, so you can use them for punching. Oh my god. We'll get to that in a minute. But you can use them for punching, Godzilla in the mitt. Fist hands, like how I have him here, like beating his chest like a gorilla does. Kind of like he's ready to duke up, like square up or whatever. But, they're just your average fist hands. Then you're going to have a pair of gripping hands, which look just as good. Sorry about my nasty fingers. But that look just as good. Just, in the grippy position. Then you have like flat palm hands, like kind of just like splayed, like plain Jane hands. They look cool. I actually like these a lot. Like, I like the proportions on them. And then you have these hands, which I want to call monkey walk hands, because they're for him to do like the knuckle thing, which I think is awesome, which might be how I display the figure. I like monkey walk hands. So these are cool. I think that was a nice inclusion. You're also going to get the axe that he found in the Hollow Earth, which is awesome. I thought that was a cool inclusion. I like when he shoved it in Godzilla's mouth. That was a throwback to the original Kong vs. Godzilla, which I thought was, or Godzilla vs. King Kong, or whatever it was. That was awesome. Like when he shoves a tree in his mouth, he shoved the axe in there. So I thought that was cool. The paint on this is awesome. That looks really nice. And the texture on the wraps, and you go all the way down here. And it just, I'm going to take him out of frame, but yeah, it looks really good there. So I really like this a lot. And it doesn't feels a little brittle, but I think it'll be fine if you use it the same way. And he also comes with 2 heads. So let's go ahead and take a look at this head. This is like solemn, like badass, I'm going to say, like kind of like don't F with me, or, I'll F you up, like kind of head. I really, really like this. I think the sculpt is crazy good. I think he had more gray in his beard. Like, he's supposed to be old as hell at this movie. Like, I mean, he was a teenager in Kong, Skull Island, and he grew, like, so much bigger. But he had, like, gray in his beard, and I kind of wish they did that a little bit more. Just a little bit. Just like, streaks of gray, just in his beard. I think that would have been a really nice... I thought that was cool. I know a lot of people didn't like that, but I like that. But then you go ahead and you pop this head off. There's a ball joint at the bottom of the neck. Make sure you pop it off at the one at the head. Mine's tight at the head, but it's okay. And then you have Pissed Off Kong, and this looks awesome. I have to say, this looks great. I don't know which one I want to display it with. Like, they both look so good. I really like the sculpt and the paint. The mouth looks great. You got a nice wash in there. The teeth, you can see all the teeth all the way back to the molars, the giant canines and incisors in the front. It looks great. I really, really like that. It go with like the beat in his chest kind of thing. Like, you know, like he's like a big gorilla or whatever, big monkey mad. But I really like that. That looks awesome. So let's go ahead. We're going to go ahead and take a look at the rest of the body now. Now, the sculpt and paint are amazing on this thing. I really have to say, like, they really went all out with the paint sculpt on this. I think that the fur looks amazing in all the right spots. The scar that goes down his chest is really nicely implemented there. Obviously, you know, if you use articulation, it might get a little messed up, but for the most part, I think it's really well implemented. The back looks awesome. You know, nice and muscular. Like, you can still see his muscles under his fur, which I always really like. It gets a little gappy. Like, you can kind of see my finger through the back there. That's not too big a deal for me. I mean, if you pose them right in your pictures, you won't even be able to see it. But I can understand how that could be annoying. The legs are the most frustrating part for me, to be honest. I think it was just over-engineered, to be completely blunt. Like, there's too many pieces. This leg does not stay on for nothing. I'll put it like that. It does not stay on. And it just really takes the fun factor away from this figure. It's like you can't even bend it without it popping off. And that's really frustrating when you're trying to like pose them around, especially for such an expensive figure. Like, it can be very frustrating. I can't even get it on right now because it's like it's like 5 overlay pieces. You have the hip piece, the thigh piece, the knee piece, which is the actual joint itself, the upper calf, the lower calf, the ankle, and then the toe. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces in the lower leg. Then you have the calf, and you have like it's just over engineered. There's just too many pieces in one area, and they tried to do something that I can appreciate what they were doing. I know it's to keep the sculpt and to keep the aesthetic of the figure really clean, but like, I think the ball joints needed to be a little bit tighter because mine pops out very easy and it becomes very frustrating very fast. But like the thing that's like the thing I really don't like about the figure, but then you pose him around and he's awesome. Like, I really like it. I don't know. I'm very torn about this. See, like, it just, oh my God, man. I don't know. I got to see if I can fix that. Maybe tighten up the joint or something. I don't know, but very, very frustrating. But yeah, so let's go ahead and take a look at the articulation for Kong. As for the articulation for Kong, his head is on a double ball peg and so is his neck. So he can look up pretty much all the way. I think that looks good, and there's no gaps or anything, so that looks good. It's sculpted all the way under the beard, which is cool. But since he has that very profound lower mandible as apes do, you don't really get him to look down very much, but you do get like that kind of cockeyed swivel. But the neck allows him to like pivot to the side a lot better. It will pop out, but you can just pop it back on. The whole figure is basically ball joints, so that's pretty good. So the head articulation is pretty nice. The shoulders are going to move outwards that much, downwards that much. They'll rotate all the way around. You do get a bicep swivel, which is on a ball peg. Like, it's just like little things like that I don't understand why they did. It's on a ball peg. You get double jointed elbows that look great and they function really well. You get a ball peg at the wrist, which works in any way that you want. That's where a ball joint's needed. That's implemented very well. On the torso and the waist, you get, I think, 2 double ball pegs. I think you get one up here and then one up here with like an overlay piece in the middle. So with everything in the body being used, you can crunch backwards that much. Crunch for the top joint works really nice. He'll crunch forward that much, which is really nice. And then you can get him to pivot a really good amount, that much. And then that side, oh my God, this leg. Pivot that much that way, which is really nice. I think the torso works really nice. The ball joints are nice and tight and firm. And then you can swivel up there or rotate up there all the way around at the upper torso, but at the waist it only goes about that much, so not too much there. Hips are going to move outwards all the way. You can do the monkey splits. They'll kick forward that much. They'll kick backwards that much. You do get a thigh rotation, double jointed knees, which also look good like the elbows do. You do get like a pivot in them because they're ball joints, so I guess that's helpful. The ankles are going to move downward that much. They're going to move up all the way. You do get a great pivot there, and it looks good. Like that works, I guess. I understand what they were going for, but I don't think it was implemented the right way. And then you do get I don't even want to call that a toe joint. Like that's like a mid-foot cut, but it's just a ball joint in the middle of the sole. But that moves upwards and backwards that much. So as you could see in the middle of that, I wasn't even touching this leg and it just falls out. I think what it is this ball going into the hip is just way too tight, and that this ball that goes into the top of the knee just can't support the pressure of it. So I'll probably put in like some shock oil or something into the upper ball joint just to make it a little bit looser. But it's very frustrating because I want to like this figure more than I do. I've been waiting for it for a very long time, and it got lost in the mail, and then this, that, the other. Got the whole runaround getting this thing, and then to get it and be disappointed as I am with it, it's a little disheartening. Not the end of the world, but whatever. Let's go ahead and do some comparisons for this guy. Okay. So I went ahead and took out every Kong figure that I have in my collection, aside from one of the variants of this guy. I have the one that came with the plane, I believe, but it's the same exact mold, just a different head and different accessories. So on the farthest to the left, my left, your right, I have the Playmates King Kong. This was $10, okay? Does it look great? No. Is the articulation amazing? No. But is it good for $10? Yeah. And as you can see, he's about the same size, if not even a little bit bigger than this SH Figuarts Kong. This is literally 6 to 7 times the price of this guy. I don't know. This is my Kong vs. Godzilla Kong. He'll stay on the shelf because they look different enough for me to want to keep both of them. But I don't know. Then next to him, you have the Neca Kong, which is one of my favorite action figures, if not my favorite action figure of all time. I love this thing for the price point. The articulation is amazing on this thing. Better, like the same, if not better, than this SH Figuarts Kong. Because is there more articulation in the SH Figuarts Kong? Yes, there is. Does it look a little bit nicer? I can't even say that it does because NECA's been doing the pinless joint thing too. They're a little bit more bulbous than the SH Figuarts one, but I mean, for the most part, it's... And then look at the size. He looks like this could be his kid or something. Like, I can't get over the size difference between those two. Like, this Kong is almost literally half the size of the NECA Kong. This was $20, $19.99 for that. And this was almost $70. I don't know. I'll let you guys decide about that. But and he came with accessories too. He came with different hands. And then the re-releases came with a different head, different hands. One came with a freaking plane. That's the one that I have, but I didn't bring that one in. But yeah, like, I don't know. And then over here On SH Monsterarts Kong's left, we have the Mezco Kong, which I got at my job for $40. I work at an FYE, so I got him for $40. And for $40, look at this. This is a great price for this figure. There's not a lot of articulation on this guy, but he came with great accessories. I know we're not doing a review of him, but I love the little woman that he comes with. And he's not as tall as the Neca one, but he's wider and girthier. And again, he looks like he could be like his dad or his mom or something. Like, he looks so much bigger than the SH Monsterarts Kong. So, I don't know. $40 for this guy, but really great price. Oh, lost his head. Really great price to figure ratio for this guy too, I believe. And then we have this goofy ass figure of the 2005 King Kong. I think it's also by Playmates, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, this is also by Playmates. This thing sucks. I saw it in a bag at a comic book store, and in the bag he looked a lot better. But I think I only paid $15 for him, so it's not terrible. It's not the cheapest thing here. The new Playmates Kong is, but I mean, it's whatever. I don't think it's great, but just thought I'd bring it out for the comparison. So this thing's goofy, but yeah. So I mean, this is all the other Kongs. I mean, this is most of the King Kong figures that have been out, like super articulated Kong figures that have been out, except the 2005 SH Monsterarts King Kong, which I would love to get my hands on one day. I think NECA would kill it making that with their Luca that they did from Planet of the Apes. I think they would kill that Kong. Will they do it? I have no idea, but I'd love if they did. So for right now, this is pretty much all the articulated Kongs that I can think of, but let me know in the comments if I'm forgetting any that I don't own. But yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at Kong next to his arch enemy. So I am happy to say that I think these two scale pretty good. Maybe Kong could be a little bit bigger, but for the most part, I think this for my purposes, this works. This is the NECA 2019 King of the Monsters Godzilla, I believe, with the lighter paint scheme. I had the Atomic Breath one, but I sold that one to buy this one because I'm plain and I like just regular colored figures on their own. But I honestly think that this works pretty good. I don't think, like, especially from the front, like, I think they scale pretty good together. Like, Godzilla was a lot longer than Kong, but Kong was just about a little bit shorter than Godzilla. Maybe he should be a little bit taller, but for the most part, I really think that these work pretty good together. So I am happy to say that, because NECA Godzilla ran a little bit smaller than NECA King Kong. Like, they didn't scale together at all. So I'm happy to say that this Kong, in the realm of the Monsterverse, which is what these two are from, I think they scale pretty good together. Do I think that this is a better figure for $30 than this one for $70? Yes, I do. I think this NECA Godzilla is damn near perfect. Like, I'm that's why I'm skipping on the Monsterarts for this guy, especially considering how disappointed I am with this thing. But yeah, I'm happy to say that they work together. I can't wait to take some cool ass pictures of them fighting each other and duking it out. Maybe doing some bromance stuff, who knows? But yeah, I think these scale pretty good together for me. So you're probably asking yourself, what are your final thoughts on this figure? And to that I have to say, very conflicted. Very conflicted. I really, really want to like this figure. When he went up for pre-order with those original images, I said to myself, I have to get that. He looked great in those promo images. I think that the posing looked awesome. I think that the paint sculpt looked amazing. And for the most part, SH Monster or Bandai, oh my god, Bandai like delivered on that. I think the paint sculpt looks amazing, and I think the articulation, it could be great, but it's the quality control of this action figure that I think ruins the whole thing. You've seen in this review how many times that leg has fallen off, and I can't do anything about it. Like, I'll probably try to loosen it, loosen the top one, But for the most part, I don't know what I can do for the most part. And that's super, super frustrating. But I think overall, it's an awesome figure. I think the biggest thing for me is that it was $80. And that's expensive for an action figure. Like, that's pretty expensive, especially for a tiny figure like this one. I don't know. I'm pretty torn, but nonetheless, as disappointed as I sound, I'm very happy to have this. I'm happy that he scales with my Neca Godzilla and that he'll look cool with the rest of my King Kongs, because I just have like a little King Kong shelf that I like to put him with, or that I'm going to put him with. So for that, and for those intensive purposes, he's pretty awesome. Can I recommend this guy? Maybe. If you have a little bit of extra money to throw away on toys, then sure, grab them. I think you'll be satisfied. But if you're like in a pinch and you have to choose and you want a King Kong in your collection, I say go with the NECA one for sure. Any version of them, except that weird orange and yellow paint job one. That one didn't turn out pretty good to me. But yeah, overall, I want to give this figure a rating of probably a 5 out of 10, because it had the potential to be great, but it just has things that holds itself back from perfection. So, whatever. I'll stop crying about it and go take some pictures for you guys. So anyway, that's going to do it for today's review on the Sh Monsterarts 2021 Godzilla vs. Kong action figure. If you guys like the review, I'd really appreciate it if you like, comment, subscribe. I'm really trying to get a following on here. I have tons of reviews that I can do, customs, throwback reviews, top 10s, just you name it, and I will try to do it for you guys. But anyway, that's going to do it for today's look. I'll catch you all later.